Hello YouTube, my name is Bazookas, and as you can see here on the video, today's video is going to be on the basically Dr. Disrespect situation where if he does come back, which his last tweet indicates that he is thinking about it, that nobody's going to actually kick him out. That may mean that he comes back differently. He may not come back specifically as a streamer. He might come back and do other content. But somebody asked somebody from Quit Kick, the company, right? It's just a staff member, obviously. It's not somebody high up, potentially, if they're going to preemptively ban Dr. Disrespect. And they basically said no. And Kick has not came out and made a statement on Dr. Disrespect, even though they tried to court him. They offered him, I think, 10 million, and he countered with 50 million. That's the reports. This was all before the accusations and all the allegations again surfaced. And so I guess it's worth mentioning, like, is Kick gonna provide him a safe venue to come back and generate an income? YouTube recently demonetized his channel. Twitch, he's still banned from it. So there's not many avenues for him to do it unless he does it on his own brand, which technically he could. You still have people, even though they're less and less every day, defending him because he doesn't have a charge against him. Technically, what he did is not illegal. He did win some form of the settlement. And even though he admitted to all of this, and yes, he's been coined all the bad words in the world, and he will continue to have that moniker for the rest of his life, um, he still has the potential to go to something like Kick, which has been the place where all the degenerates go. All the people that are, trying to appeal to their First Amendments, to all their constitutional rights, and this is the free country, and we get to basically do everything. We could push the limits, even break the law in some cases, and still be on the platform. And it's now the government's responsibility to take, action, which technically is the case. But at some point, and this is something that Asmund Gold has mentioned in the past, like at some point, like behavior is behavior, and if we're all just misbehaving, there's no way for the government system or the states to be able to control that. So it would be a lose-lose for everybody. It would never be a win scenario. Therefore, we have to take accountability for our own actions. And if we have a system or a corporation that condones it by not doing anything about it, that's when we, I think, get into problems. So I just don't understand how we can have someone like Dr. Disrespect who's had a pattern of this, and we don't know what happened between 2017 to now. There could have been many other victims. There could be other avenues to which he's been able to do the behavior that he has elicited in the past. Like a lot of people that have this issue, mental health or whatever it is, I don't know what you want to call it because everybody has different opinions about it. And I'm not a psychiatrist. Um, they'll find ways to continue to perform or to find a way to satisfy their urge. I was just recently watching or listening to a video about a Christian camp, summer camp, that basically is being sued by somebody that's now 40 years old. And he used to attend the camp when he was 7 years old, all the way until he was 18. And he talks about being, SA'd. And, he's suing him now. But they talked about all these people knowing about the person that SA'd him. And, like, it wasn't just him, it was multiple people. It was, like, hundreds of people, apparently, from 1999 to, like, 2007 or whatever it was, right? And so this is just what happens. We see Jeffrey Epstein, we see Bill Cosby, we see Harvey Weinstein. These are just the notable, examples of this. Like, they need help. If they don't need help, they need to be stopped. And unfortunately, if you give them a platform like Kick, and this is the separate issue, how impressionable these audiences are, because we saw people defending Dr. Disrespect even after he was charged. And this speaks to how impressionable these people are on these platforms: Twitch, YouTube, Kick, TikTok, Snapchat. People are just like sheeples, cultish, herdish people that follow these prolific, popular individuals, and they do it blindly. And what makes it even worse is, like, I went on to Nick Smirk's live channel the other day on Kick. I'd never go to Kick. I didn't have to sign in, and I can watch his entire streaming thing. So anybody can do that. A 2-year-old, a 4-year-old, an 8-year-old, a 10-year-old, a 12-year-old, a 60-year-old. there's no gated thing there. It's not requiring you to log in to view these things. You can actually just go and you can't chat, you can't interact, you can't buy the stuff, but you can visibly see it. And yes, obviously, porn sites allow you to get in, and the only thing that stops you is, are you 18 or are you not? You can basically say you are and get in. I get it, and that's the freedom that we have on the internet, and it's something that probably needs to be talked about, especially with how impressionable these services and systems have become over the years, and how much more popular like the Kardashians is. Like this is like social media has now become the platform for which capitalism is driven to a a certain degree, right? It's not the entire capitalistic system. Obviously, there are many parts, there are many moving parts, and too many moving parts, and many aspects that are not regulated enough, and that possibly ever cannot be regulated, just because of how system hypercapitalism works. But at the same time, we need to start like really thinking about what we could be doing to prevent people that are impressionable, that are at a certain age where they cannot make their own decisions, and we know what that age is. We've done enough research, we have enough statistics, we've seen the history, and we need to prevent them. And not because we're trying to restrict any kind of constitutional rights or freedom. It's for their own good in the end. All it takes is one time to interact with somebody like Dr. Disrespect, and whether that be on Twitch, YouTube, Kick, TikTok, Snapchat, wherever it is, Facebook, gaming, whatever it is, right? And the other aspect of this, he's admitted to this. He's admitted to it, which is the whole other element. And Kick is still going to not pre-ban him. But it basically says, obviously, it talks about Midnight Society, NBA 2K24, San Francisco 49ers. Most of the other brands, Turtle Beach, have all basically rescinded their contracts to some degree. And during a stream, we asked Kick, head of strategic partnerships. This is the same person that I think offered him the $10 million. Andrew Santamaria, if Dr. Disrespect would be banned from the platform if he joined. I don't see that happening, he said, referring to the doc joining Kick. Like a very, very, very serious holiday. Look, in my opinion, I just don't see that in the cards in terms of reality. Yeah, so I mean, at this level, you would assume that they have plans for him to come back. If he's going to continue to be demonetized on YouTube, he's going to probably pick a new platform. And what better platform than Kick? And they want him. Trust me, they don't care. If he's not facing any legal battles, or he has not been charged with this crime, and it's all just hearsay, and it's all basically within Twitch, and Twitch stuff probably don't have the logs, and they've already came out and say we'll never see the logs. They're gonna take the chance because he pulls in between 15 to 25K viewers. They need that badly for investors, for their ability to compete with Twitch, and it would be a very, very big deal, and they could get him for nothing, which is another thing. They were going to offer him 10 million. They're probably going to offer him more, and they're going to get him for nothing just to come to the platform to gravitate all those people. Now, I don't know how successful that be. I don't know how many people he's going to lose between, now and then. But at the same time, most likely because of how these, loyalists, cultists, sheepists, herdist people do, probably half of them will come. That's 7K. That's 6K. That's enough. So that's where we're at, and it's sad. And something needs to change. Maybe we can't log into Twitch, Snapchat, TikTok without actually, or we can't look at this stuff without logging in. Or we just need to do better, or there needs to be more regulations. There needs to be oversight on these. These public accounts need to be monitored more for their chats and for their behavior outside of the platform because of how much power they do wield. But that's my thoughts on this video. My name is Blizzard. If you like this content, like, subscribe. We'll see you in my next video. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.